Welcome back to the Truth Factory. I didn't know what to make a video about this week, so I'm just going to make fun of people that I don't like because I'm pretty catty. First story, Hillary Clinton is falling down some stairs. Again. This time it was in India during her speaking tour where she claimed that Trump voters hate black people and women.
You didn't like black people getting rights. You don't like women, getting jobs.
But if anyone actually cared about her inane ramblings or opinions, she would be the president now and not falling down in India. Her repeated falling isn't really a surprise though, since everyone knows it's very difficult for cows to walk downstairs. It looks like she's LARPing a game of QWOP here. Since she's become such a frequent flyer, you would think by now her handlers would get her some sort of cramp-on device that could maybe adjust to both her walking boot and ankle monitors. Now normally I wouldn't make fun of an old woman falling down, but she belongs somewhere in this evil collage between Joseph Stalin and the hyenas from The Lion King. The good news is that every supervillain has a weakness, an Achilles heel, and in this case Clinton's kryptonite seems to be gravity. I mean, she's basically a slinky, not very useful and is only entertaining when it's falling downstairs. Of course, according to CNN, there's absolutely nothing medically wrong with their overlord's health, and any suggestion of such is just a conspiracy theory propagated by right-wing trolls and Russian bots. Which means the only other possible explanation for Hillary's repeated tumbles is that she's actually too handy incapable to use stairs like a normal human being. Hence why the cow theory is now looking more plausible. Next story. This week, rapper Eminem went full mom spaghetti in an embarrassing public service announcement disguised as a rap song about how the NRA is bad and how we need more gun regulations. Ooh, very edgy.
Mom spaghetti.
All of the pyrotechnics in the world could not make this song cool. I'd rather listen to this organ made of Furbies than to Eminem hypocritically virtue signaling about gun safety, as half of his songs are about guns, including a song called Get My Gun, literally about shooting people with a gun. Eminem has also been formally charged for pulling a gun on someone, so him performing an anti-gun rap is like Harvey Weinstein joining the Me Too movement. Either Eminem has been sucking on too much soy, causing the phytoestrogens to turn him into a slim lady, or he's being blackmailed/bribed by the Illuminati to push their deep state agenda. Next story. This week, the ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt has also gone mom spaghetti and has declared the word globalist an anti-Semitic slur.
Is a reference to Jewish people.
Because last week, Donald Trump called globalist Gary Cohn a globalist.
He may be a globalist, but I still like him. He is seriously a globalist, there's no question. But you know what? In his own way, he's a nationalist because he loves our country.
Greenblatt is an Orwellian nightmare and his political bias is almost palpable. The actual dictionary describes globalism as an attitude or policy of placing the interests of the entire world above those of individual nations. Interesting. No mention of anything remotely having to do with Judaism. I can't even comprehend the mental gymnastics required to correlate those two things. With this logic, even I have a couple drops of globalism on my mother's side. But like most hardcore lefties, Mr. Greenblatt doesn't let silly things like facts dictate his talking points. That's what his feelings are for. And it's pretty obvious that Greenblatt is himself an actual globalist and just wants to ban the word so people like Alex Jones can't use it to call him out on his globalist bullshit.
We're coming for you, globalist. Coming for you. Coming for you.
That's Propaganda 101. It would be like if Bill Clinton tried to ban the word rapist, or if Bill's wife tried to ban stairs. Next story. I'm sure by now you've heard that conservative reporter Lawrence Southern was detained and interrogated in the UK this week under the Schedule 7 Terrorism Act. This is just another incident to add to the long laundry list of the UK's thought police, cracking down on conservative speakers and dissenting opinions. Southern was later banned from the UK by stating that her actions were threatening to society and to the public policy of the United Kingdom. The reason cited for her interrogation was racism, because she had previously handed out pro-LGBT rainbow pamphlets that said Allah is a gay god. Of course, this is where contradicting identity politics start to get funny. Because to say that Lauren's support for the Muslim LGBT community is a legal threat is to also admit that the LGBT movement is offensive and hostile towards Islam, which is actually pretty ironic. First off, Islam is not a race, therefore it can't be by definition racist to criticize it. And secondly, it is not illegal to lampoon religion in the UK. In fact, in the Racial and Religious Hatred Act of 2006, which I read in full, it actually protects freedom of expression, including the ability to illegally discuss, criticize, and even ridicule religion. So if the police want to use the Crime and Disorder Act of 1998 to classify Lauren's actions as aggravated harassment against a religious group, then she would have had to have demonstrated hostility towards victims based on their religion while she was handing out those pro-inclusive rainbow pamphlets. Which from this photo, to say that she looks hostile is a bit of a stretch. And all of these laws get more extreme when you start actually posting your thought crimes on social media. The UK's Vague Communications Act of 2003 actually makes it illegal to annoy, inconvenience, or even just cause anxiety to someone when using a public electronic communications network. This could be interpreted to mean literally anything since this law is based on subjective feelings. This is why the UK Twitter police can actually come and will arrest you for emotionally triggering someone online. This is what eventually happens in countries without a First or a Second Amendment. The UK police don't even typically get guns, they get tasers, which didn't even seem to faze this dude with a hammer. They look like a group of nerds LARPing Dungeons and Dragons right now.
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
And now the police are actually running away from the hammer guy in fear. This is not effective policing. I don't believe that this is the fault of the police, just the policies that they have to enforce. If the UK police were actually given some sort of real authority and stopped dicking around on Twitter being the hurt feelings police, maybe they could have busted the massive pedo ring in Telford that abused up to 1,400 children in a 40-year time span. Reports reveal that the authorities had become aware of this epidemic since the 1990s, but failed to address it, and they allegedly avoided sharing information about the abusers with the Telford's Asian community for fear of being called racist. In every report published about this pedo ring, which was run by a group of Muslim men, they refer to them as Asian. So Asian. So just to reiterate what we've learned here today, it seems like people in the UK are more likely to go to jail for criticizing Muslim rape gangs than for actually being a part of them. And you can be called a terrorist there for having rainbow pamphlets. Wow, okay. Basically, the UK is doomed, and if I ever went there, I'd probably be banned too for being problematic. So this is the clown world we live in this week. I feel like we went down the wrong timeline a while ago, and now we live in upside down world where everyone is Mom Spaghetti. Thank you so much for your support. I'm hopefully going to bring out a more interesting, serious video soon. Thank you so much and have a great night.